Have you ever struggled with finding a good place to baste a large quilt in your house? Well, you're in luck. This week's Pro Tip Tuesday, I'm going to show you exactly how I baste a large quilt on a small table. Okay, I have my quilt sandwich laid out here and on my table. Now, the special thing that you're going to need to be able to do this method is some sort of clamp. Now, I have just some super cheap clamps that we got from the local hardware store. However, there are special clamps that are made that you can get at the fabric store. But really just anything that is going to open wider than your table is deep, deep this way. So it's gotta be able to clamp on there. Of course, I dropped it. So that's really the only extra thing that you need. So what I did first is I laid out my background fabric and I clamped the background fabric to the tabletop. And I did it on this one side all the way across, and then I did it once in the middle on the other side. Now you could do it on either side or all the way across on both sides. I just haven't found it necessary. So this is what I do. Now I want to show you, I went ahead and pinned the top down for this one section. I want to show you how it works as you're moving along, because obviously I can't get the whole quilt up here all at once. So I'm going to take my clamps off there, and get under here for this one. Okay, so I'm just going to slide this over, up and over, and my point, or what I'm looking for, is where my lowest pins are, and I want that to still be on top of the table, so that it can continue and be flat, the backing and everything. So I've got pin across here, so that's where I'm going to keep it. I'm going to straighten it out. I'm going to keep it nice and even. Pull it taut. Okay. Now I'm going to clamp along this side, just all of the layers through. I don't want the backing fabric to get wily, so to speak. So I'm going to pick up the top two fabrics, or the top two layers, and I'm going to kind of set them back here. And what this lets me do is I can straighten out this fabric and get it nice and taut again without wrinkles before I pin the next area. So get everything stretched out, and then I'm going to flatten out my batting first, because again, I don't want any wrinkles or anything. Any bunching, I want it to all stay nice and smooth. So batting goes down first, and then my quilt top. Pull it out, kind of lay it down, and then I just rub my hand over the whole thing to get it nice and smoothed out. Now, I don't put a clamp on this side of the, looks like I'll have to put some more batting there. I don't put a clamp on this side because there's going to be some room and some stretching that's going to occur while I'm putting the pins in. Because as I put my pins in to baste it, I'm constantly smoothing it out and getting those wrinkles out. So I want to make sure that there's room for this to move and to get out of the way. I try to keep my lines nice and straight. My sashings, they need to be pulled over. A lot of the quilting, and it doesn't have to be perfect by any means. Oh my gosh, my stuff is so not perfect. But I just want to try to do my best with it. The quilting, if there are mistakes, and it's not, once it's quilted, you're not going to see a lot of any of the wiggles or things like that. But this is just to keep it so that there's no bunching, there's nothing that folds, and that the backing is going to stay nice and tight, and I'm not going to get wrinkles or anything like that underneath. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put pins all over the top of this, and then I will repeat the same process a couple more times until the whole thing is pinned down to the batting. And so that's how I based a large quilt in here just on one table. Oh, if I just had like one section of this table and say the quilt hung over on one side, like I couldn't get it as wide as well, it's the exact same premise. I go all one way, and then I would turn it, and I would do the side that wasn't done yet. Still the same thing, clamp the backing down first, roll the top 2 layers up, smooth out the batting, smooth down the top, pin it, do the same thing just again and again until you get your entire quilt up. So I hope that that's helpful to you. This was really eye-opening to me when I got this figured out and got it working for me, because I was having a rough time trying to pin it and not pin it to the carpet. But anyway, thanks for watching. This is this week's Pro Tip Tuesday, and I will see you next week. Bye.